Hello everyone, welcome to Home Cooking with me Hema Subramanian. Today I'm going to share 6 different and wonderful snack recipes that everyone will enjoy and they make for perfect finger foods. Let's get started and check them out. To make the masala for the cutlets, take a white pan, add a little oil. Next, add 1 large onion finely chopped, 2 green chilies finely chopped, so once the onions are transparent, add half teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Now I'm going to add all the spice powders, starting with 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon red chili powder, 1 teaspoon salt, half teaspoon cumin powder, half teaspoon garam masala powder and half teaspoon chaat masala powder. Just mix everything. So once you've mixed all the spice powders, add the grated carrot. This is 1 medium sized carrot that's been finely grated. Just mix it in. Next, add 1 large potato that's been grated. Keeping the flame on low, just mix everything together. So now I'm going to add some chopped coriander leaves. So just mix it in. Turn off the stove and transfer the mixture into a bowl. The mixture is cooled down completely. I'm going to grate the paneer. For this recipe, I've taken 200 grams of fresh paneer. So just mix it all in. Once you've mixed the paneer, add about 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. So this is going to bind the mixture as well as it will absorb all the excess moisture that's in the mix. The mixture for the cutlet is ready. Now let's start making the cutlets. Just take a little bit of the mixture. You can shape it any way you want, but I'm just making the regular circular ones. So you can see this is a good size. You don't want it too flat. So now I'm going to make the slurry for the cutlets. To a bowl, take 1 tablespoon of maida, that is all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons corn flour. Just pour a little water and mix everything. So we're going to make the slurry to coat the cutlets. So the slurry is ready. You can see it's not too thick or too diluted. So make sure it's just right so that it coats the cutlets. So here I've assembled the slurry as well as the breadcrumbs. Now we're going to coat the cutlets with the slurry and the breadcrumbs and leave them aside. Dip the prepared cutlet into the slurry. So make sure it coats well. Place it onto the breadcrumbs. Just coat the cutlets with the breadcrumbs on all sides. You can easily make these breadcrumbs at home. I've made a video on how to make them. I'll give you the link in the description. You can check that and make your own breadcrumbs at home to make any cutlets or any fried items as you please. Refrigerate this for about 10 to 15 minutes before deep frying them. So once the oil is hot, maintain the flame on a medium and gently slide in the cutlets. Deep fry them till you get a lovely golden brown color. Remove the cutlets from the hot oil and serve it immediately with some nice ketchup by the side. Wash the potatoes nice and clean, peel the skin, cut them into wedges and drop it in a bowl of water. So we're going to boil the potato pieces. So to the pot, take enough water for boiling. So I'm just adding half teaspoon of salt to the water. Now just drop in the potato pieces. We're going to boil the potatoes till they are 3/4 cooked. The potato pieces are about 3/4 cooked. Strain them and keep it aside. So the flour mixture contains half cup of maida or all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Season it with half teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, half teaspoon of pepper. So I'm just going to add 1/4 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder instead of paprika. So this is going to give you a nice color. Just mix everything. So we're going to double coat this first with the dry flour. So just add the potato pieces. So these are 3/4 cooked. Coat it with the dry flour first. Just keep it aside on a plate. After dusting the potato wedges to the remaining flour, pour a little water and mix it nicely. And make a batter. So gradually pour some water to make a nice batter. It shouldn't be too thick or too runny, just enough to coat the pieces. So you can see this is a bit thick. I'm just going to add a little more water. Yeah, this is good enough. So the batter is ready. So next we're going to deep fry the potato pieces. So I'm taking a nice wide pan so it will be easier to fry them so they won't stick to each other while frying them. So if you want to take a kadai, it's up to you. You can also use a kadai to deep fry the potatoes. Now dip the dusted wedges into the batter. Make sure it's coated completely. And gently drop it into the hot oil. Fry them till they're a nice golden brown color. Maintain the flame on medium. You can see the potato wedges are nice and crispy. Remove them from the oil and keep it aside. To make the potato wedges more flavorful, I'm going to add a little butter to the pan. Next to the pan, add some chopped garlic, 1 teaspoon chili flakes, 1 teaspoon oregano or Italian herbs. You can use whatever you have. So we're just seasoning the potato wedges to give it a nice twist and a nice flavor to it. These are garlic potato wedges, so we're going to get that nice garlicky flavor in. So those of you who don't like garlic, you can actually do this without the garlic. Just add the chili flakes and the oregano. Just fry the garlic till it's about golden color. You don't want it too brown. So saute for about 2 to 3 minutes on medium-low flame. Now I'm just going to gently drop in the potato wedges. So you can increase the flame to a medium. Just toss it all in there. Gently mix it. I'm going to finish off by just sprinkling a little salt just to season it. Chili powder, you can also use paprika powder, just a little to give that extra flavoring. This is just the finishing touches. Toss it one more time. Wow, the garlic potato wedges are done. They look absolutely fantastic. You can serve them with some nice spicy mayo dip or with some ketchup by the side. To make instant pizza sauce, I've taken half cup of tomato ketchup. To this, add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Next, add half teaspoon of chili flakes, half teaspoon pepper, and mix everything well. Now if you see, I have not added any salt because the tomato ketchup already consists of salt and sugar, so it's well balanced. But if you do want to add a little bit of salt, you can just add a pinch and mix it. If you don't have a proper pizza sauce, this is something that you can use as a quick fix. The instant pizza sauce is ready. Keep this aside. Next, grate 200 grams of mozzarella cheese and keep it aside. So I've taken white sandwich bread to make these bread pizzas. You can also use whole wheat bread or any other bread of your choice. Now I'm just using these round cutters to give it a little bit of shape so they look like mini pizzas. And the leftover bread, you can use it to make breadcrumbs. You can also use it to make bread pudding. So none of this will get wasted. If you don't want to cut it into shapes, you can just use the whole bread and make these pizzas. I've cut 4 slices of bread and now I have these really cute circular bread pizza base. Next, spread the pizza sauce on each of these slices generously. Now top it with a little grated mozzarella cheese. Next, top it with vegetables. For the vegetables, I have some chopped green capsicum. Next, add some chopped red capsicum, a few cooked corn kernels, add some olive slices. You can either use the green or black olives. Now you can use any vegetables of your choice. Sprinkle some Italian seasoning on top. Sprinkle some chili flakes. Finally, I'm going to finish off by adding some grated cheese on top. Next, heat a pan. Once the pan is hot, just dab a little bit of butter. Place the prepared bread pizza onto the pan. Make sure you keep the flame on low throughout. You don't want the base to get burnt. Close the pan with a lid. Now you can actually see the cheese melting. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Once the cheese is completely melted, remove the pizza from the pan. So there you go. This is a super quick and super easy, delicious bread pizzas. And you can see those lovely vegetables and the melted cheese. This is such a lovely snack. Everybody's going to love it. And let's see how the pizzas turned out. Now I can't wait to eat it. Wow, look at that cheese. It's melted and it's so gooey. Okay, I'm actually in a very happy place right now. So you guys try the recipe and share it with your family and friends. Soak 1 cup of chickpeas overnight for a minimum of 8 hours. The chickpeas has been soaking for about 8 hours. I have 1 cup of soaked chickpeas. Make sure to remove all the water and the chickpeas are dry before grinding them. Add 1 onion roughly chopped, 3 green chilies chopped, 5 cloves of garlic chopped, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon cumin seeds, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, quarter teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt, half cup chopped coriander leaves. You can also add parsley if you have it. The falafel mixture is ready. You can see it's a nice coarse mixture. Take a little bit of the falafel mixture, roll it into desirable shapes, either oval or round. I'm going to refrigerate the falafel balls for about 10 minutes so that they retain its shape while deep frying. Heat some oil in a kadai. Once the oil is hot, add them gently into the oil. Deep fry them till they are a nice golden brown color. Remove them, and serve them hot with some nice creamy hummus. For the hummus, I'm going to make the tahini paste. For this, I've taken 1/4 cup of white sesame seeds. Roast the sesame seeds till they release a nice aroma. Don't roast the sesame seeds too long, they should not turn brown. So make sure you roast it till you get a nice aroma and turn off the stove. It's turned to a nice golden color, turn off the stove. Cool the seeds and grind it to a nice fine powder. So I've powdered the sesame seeds. Next I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and grind it one more time. So you can see it's become a nice creamy paste. So this is your tahini paste. The chickpeas has been soaking for about 8 hours. Add the chickpeas to the pressure cooker. Add a pinch of baking soda. Adding baking soda softens the chickpeas and pressure cook for about 3 to 4 whistles. Now the chickpeas are cooked and I have all the elements for the hummus. So let's start making the hummus now. Add the cooked chickpeas to the jar. I've taken a food processor to grind the hummus. If you don't have a food processor, you can grind it in a mixer jar. Pour the tahini paste in. Add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. 2 large cloves of garlic roughly chopped. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon cumin powder. Grind everything together. Midway, add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and 2 tablespoons of hot water. You can see the hummus looks absolutely creamy and delicious. It's ready to be served. You can enjoy this with some pita bread or with some falafel by the side. The key to get such a creamy hummus is to add the tahini paste and the hot water. I have taken 1 whole cauliflower. So just cut the cauliflowers. Don't make them too big. Just remove the center stem. So you can see they're pretty small. They're not too big. It's more of a bite size. For the cauliflower pakoda, first I'm going to blanch the cauliflowers. Take a small pot, add enough water. Once the water starts boiling, add a teaspoon of salt. Add the cut cauliflowers. Blanch the cauliflowers for about 2 to 3 minutes. After 2 minutes, turn off the stove. Strain the cauliflowers. To make the pakoda, next I'm going to mix the batter. For this, I've taken half cup of gram flour or besan. Next, add 1/4 cup rice flour. Next, add 1/4 cup of corn flour. To this, add 1 teaspoon salt. So we're just going to add 2 teaspoons of chili powder. I'm using a pinch of the orange food coloring. This is optional. If you don't want, you don't have to add it. This is just to give a color to the pakoda. I'm going to add all the vegetables, starting with 1 onion that's been thinly sliced. Next, 2 green chilies, finely chopped. 1 teaspoon ginger garlic paste. To this, I'm going to add a little water and mix everything together. I'm going to add a little more water. Now, you don't want to make it too watery or too runny. Add the cauliflowers. So make sure the cauliflowers are completely covered in the batter. So you can see I'm just mixing it all in. So now you can see it's coated nicely. Heat the oil for deep frying. Take a kadai, pour enough oil. Once the oil is hot, gently drop the cauliflower pieces into the hot oil. Deep fry them on medium-low flame. Deep fry the pakoras till they are a nice golden brown color. The cauliflower pakoras done, take them out of the oil and serve them hot. For the sabudana vada, I've soaked half cup of sabudana, that is tapioca pearls, with enough water overnight. So you can see all the sabudana has plumped up nicely. They're nice and soft. You have to strain it and keep it aside. For this recipe, I've taken 3 large potatoes. I've boiled it. Now I'm going to remove the skin, cut it into pieces and keep it aside. Next, I'm going to roast a few peanuts. For this, I've taken half cup of peanuts with skin. Make sure you roast it till they are a nice golden brown color. Now you can also use peanuts without skin. Peanuts will give a nice crunch to the vadas. So you can see the peanuts are roasted beautifully. Turn off the stove. Just rub the peanuts gently, all the skin will just come off because you can see they're roasted very nicely. Keep this aside. Transfer the peanuts to a mixer jar and coarsely grind it. Take a large bowl, add the boiled potatoes. First I'm going to mash the potatoes a bit. You can also mash the potatoes using your hands. So after mashing the potatoes, now I'm going to add all the other ingredients. Add the soaked sabudana, that is the tapioca pearls. Next, add 4 green chilies thinly sliced, the juice of 1 lemon, half teaspoon cumin seeds, 1 teaspoon sea salt, this is rock salt, just powder it. So you can adjust the salt according to your taste. Next, add the coarsely powdered peanuts. Now I'm going to add the chopped coriander leaves. So it's easier to mix with your hands. So you don't want large lumps of potatoes. You can see it's all combined beautifully. The seasoning is perfect. So if you need a little salt, you can always add it while mixing the vada mixture. Now we're going to start making the small patties for the vadas. So before rolling the patties, just take a little oil, rub it in your palms because the mixture can get very sticky. Take a little bit of the filling and you can shape it into desired patty size. If you feel it's a little sticky, you can just rub a little oil. I'm just making them small to medium size. I don't want it too big. So this is a good size for the vadas. To a small kadai, pour enough oil for deep frying. Once the oil is hot, gently drop the vadas. Deep fry the vadas till they are a nice golden brown color. Maintain the flame on a medium throughout. Make sure you soak the sabudana nicely, at least for a minimum of 6 hours to overnight. Now I have soaked the sabudana overnight. Now this is to ensure that when you deep fry the vadas, that the sabudana don't burst, because if they're not soaked properly and if they're not soft, they tend to burst while you drop them in the oil.